Yo, Big Sir tapping in. Appreciate y'all joining, seeing what the Village is all about, and just kind of give you some feedback and some background as to who we are and what we represent. The Village is a podcast dedicated community of fathers that are advocating for their neurodivergent children. Our mission is to educate, support, and offer real-world solutions through shared experiences and stories that resonate. Parents and caregivers, the Village serves as a safe, welcoming space where there are no right or wrong answers, and no questions are ever determined as unimportant. It's a platform where you can freely express your thoughts, opinions, and frustration without judgment. Our goal is to provide strategic guidance and education on early intervention, empowering parents and families to make informed decisions that will positively affect your child's future. I appreciate you tapping in. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Village. Welcome back. Big Sir tapping in. Hey, we got something big in store for y'all, man. I got my people with me, my brothers that I've known for a long time. We'll start off with my boy W. W, what's up, man?
What's happening?
Good to see you, big dog.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you thinking about me.
Absolutely. W is my co-host, my co-founder, along with Sheikh, who I introduce here in a second. But this man is he has no introduction because he's something. He's a lot to a lot of people. He's a husband. He's a father. He's a doctor.
Don't look like it.
Don't look like it, but he's a doctor. Social, when it comes to mental health. So we actually got somebody on the show that can really, resonate, give good feedback, give good solutions on kind of how to deal with, your child when there's certain situations that may arise. So it may be something that will hit home for you. And, also he's from Mississippi, man. Jackson, Mississippi.
Country boy.
Stand up, big dog.
Country boy.
Yeah,
country boy.
Jackson in the building. So I give you the floor for a little quick second. Kind of introduce yourself a little more how you want to. But
Go by W.
Yeah.
That's the nickname.
Dub. Big dub.
Just happy to be here. This has been an experience for me, and just being able to be in the room with these brothers, especially as black men,
Absolutely,
who really get to give a testimony of what we do, what we experience, and how we grow as black men dealing with children who are special in a way that will be to the world, that changes the world, because I believe all our boys will find a way to change the world. Because
Absolutely.
One thing about kids, what I tell them, those jokers are geniuses, and I think we're following the track in order that they will change the world in some way. I see, a jet scientist or an astronaut or a doctor or something like that. These are what these kids are going to be.
No limits.
And I'm always praying about this. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Just having a conversation with Sheikh, that guy, genius. He got a lot going on. So I can't wait to hear his perspective.
Oh man, and that's, this is we got years, right? So I think this is long overdue. But here we are, ready to show the world what we got, and what we can bring to the table. And that brings me to my other co-host, co-founder of the Village podcast, Big Sheikh. Not Lil Sheikh, but Big Sheikh. Retired barber, one of the top barbers in Houston, might I add. Fitness guru, mental health specialist, but he's also a husband. He's also a father to a young king that is also on the spectrum as well. So what you're getting from us is it's a combination of a lot of different things. So with that being said, I introduce you, Big Shake. What's up, big dog?
Not much, family. Not much, man. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you thinking of me. Like
Absolutely.
Dub said, this is your baby, but you brought us on along this journey because we share in the same things that you're going through as well.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate that. To start off with, man, I'm originally from Chicago, South Side to be exact.
South side.
Um, yeah.
South
So I
side.
got three homes. So
Yeah.
Chicago is one. Dallas is the second one where I met you at.
Yep.
We've been rocking since '01.
Hey, the boy had some bounce too.
Still do.
I heard. I heard.
We ain't
I
gonna get
heard.
into that.
I'm 40. I can still put
You
it
still
in.
dunk.
You saying you
still
like
dunk.
that? You like that?
Yeah.
What you need? You
Nah,
need
I
some
can't
you need
do
some
it
big
too many
A on your
times,
knees,
but
or
it's
what you
still
need?
there.
Man, I can't
But
jump
no,
over a bald piece of paper.
Houston is my third home. I stayed in Houston for almost 10 years now. So, yeah, I planted some roots there, but now I reside in South Florida. I have a background in IT. Um, Man, I did that for about 10 to 12 years. Decided to, switch over to barbering. Did that for 15. And now I'm embarking on a new journey to become a firefighter. Uh, Recently finished Fire Academy.
Gotta give you props on that one,
Getting
big
on.
dog.
Congratulations,
Soon,
bro.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
I'm proud of you, big dog.
Yeah.
He w-
Outside of that, I'm a proud husband. I'm a proud father. My little boy, he is something special. Like Dub and Will said, they're gonna change this world.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Shake what we
You
call a
know,
wise man.
He is. He's wise
Yes, sir.
beyond his years, and
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
he's, as you can see, he's dubbed into this entrepreneurship life for a long time now. So, when it came down to, who else would I bring on along this journey, man? And that kind of leads us into, why we here. And it's a sore subject, but it's also a subject that a lot of people don't really like to talk about. And that's, your story.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you found out, when you got the diagnosis that your son was on the spectrum? I'll start because I know how I felt. You know what I mean? And I think it's like everybody else in the community, from a man's perspective, I was devastated, man. You know what I mean? Like I was confused because I didn't know a lot about or enough about autism to really have an understanding. But the way that the doctor made it sound, it was just like, like he'll never do all the things that when you have a son you think about. Is like, man, we ain't gonna be able to play football, we ain't gonna be able to play basketball, we're not gonna be able to do the things you dreamt about, having a son. So those first 24 hours was a roller coaster for me, man. He's nonverbal. He was 3 at the time when we found out, and it brought me to a place where you either sink or swim. And I told my wife, we took 24 hours to really think about it, really just dive in and go through all the emotions and, the doubts, the blaming. I mean, we did all that stuff, bro. And woke up the next day and just kind of dove in head first, man. And I think from my perspective, try to figure out, what are the next steps. We didn't know about early intervention. So getting on Google, trying to see what's out there. It wasn't, we found some stuff, but it still wasn't sinking in. But we knew at the end of the day, we got to grind and we got to figure it out because his life depends on it. And I tell this quick story, and it's part of the reason why, this brother is here with me. I try not to get emotional about it, man, because it's one of those things that, from a man's perspective, you really don't want to hear. But Dove saw me at a gathering, And apparently, it had already been talked about. I just didn't know. So he came up to me. My son was there. Sir William was there. He was stemming. He was minding his business. Having a good time on his iPad. Uh, and Dub came up to me and said, "Hey man, can I talk to you outside real quick?" Fast forward, I'm thinking in my mind like I don't even know this dude like that. Like why am I going outside? We got a problem. And we about to fight. Like, I thought we was about to, I thought I had did something. Like,
I ain't want no
I
smoke.
looked at you the wrong way. I ain't know what it was.
I ain't want no smoke.
But we got outside, man. He came at me in the most respectful way. He said, "Hey, man, I just want to, man to man, I just want to come to you. I see some of the things in my son that I see in your son. And we had just found out the week before that Sir was on the spectrum. And so, long story short, he's like, look, we in this together. I got my son in the ABA center. I'm going to call him on Monday. You already on the list, whatever. I said, yeah, we already looked into it, but they said, it's a 6-month waiting list. This man called on Monday, talked to the people at the ABC Center, and by Wednesday, we had a consultation. So this is really what the village is about, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's from another father to another father, the perspective of, hey man, there's no judgment, there's no intuition of where you saying, hey man, like I'm doing this because I don't know you, I don't like you. Like, it was straight respect. And for that to happen, it was a life-changing moment, man. And I don't know if I ever told you that, but I appreciate you for that, bro. Like,
sure, man.
you didn't have to do that.
All good,
And, I love you for that always, 100%.
For sure.
So, hey man, where the tissue at, man? This nigga about to make me cry. But nah, it's one of those things though, I think we as brothers, we look at that and we need that, right? Because he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to be in that position to say anything to me. So, from the community to the village, man, like, this is who we are. We brothers that are looking to uplift, educate, and be real. Fathers need that outlet. So, yeah, I'll pass it to Dub, man. Why you here, big dog? Let us know your story, man.
Man, it's the same. Have a 5-year-old son now. Luckily, my wife is a doctor, a medical doctor, and she was able to notice the signs that our son was having probably around 9 months to a year. He was meeting all his milestones with walking early and stuff like that, but he wasn't talking, wasn't saying words. And then, walking on his tiptoes. And then, what we now know, he was stemming. He would do a lot of stemming. When he would get excited, he would just clench up, and we never knew what that was.
Right.
But Lo did, and she kind of had a conversation with me, like, hey, Wyatt may have some needs issues. And at that time, like I immediately, my mind was like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to play ball with my son, or I'm not gonna be able to, maybe walk him into kindergarten or things of that nature. I'm gonna miss those things. And so, we got him checked. He was on the spectrum. He's nonverbal as well, just like your son, what we had a conversation about. And it was similar, man. Once we realized that he was on the spectrum and what needed to happen, Lo know I'm a nerd at research.
Right.
So I'm reading, I'm coming back every day. I'm staying up 24 hours a day. Say, hey, I found this. Hey, I found this. Hey, I found this. And then, we went from there, getting him into ABA. He struggled in preschool. He would, be playing alone because he, didn't have social interaction and things of
Right.
that nature. So once we, got in, got him going, man, he has made so much progress in where he is. Still nonverbal, but he has this device where he can make complete sentences
Right.
and let us know how he's feeling, tell us what's going on. Now, I do want to say this. I do not want to take props for talking to you about that because for at least a month, I didn't want to say anything to you. And I got to give props to Fred because he was the one who came to me at first and said, "Man, I know you're doing this stuff for your son, but I really need you to holler at Will about it." And the very first time he said something to me, I said, "Hell no, nah, I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm that's not my place." Because some people, it may piss them off. A lot of people are not minded like we are,
Right.
where we accept things, and it could have went left.
Yeah.
But when we were at that gathering, I kind of saw your frustration with you know getting him to stay still and everything, and I saw all of that in Wyatt. So, man, I really appreciate taking the time to listen, and I'm so glad that you all were able to get what you needed.
Oh
So
yeah.
I appreciate
Oh
that,
yeah.
and glad to be here, and I appreciate everything, bro.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Absolutely. I mean, I think from a elevation standpoint, the evolution of our kids over the past 3-4 years, I can like it's amazing, bro.
Yes, sir.
Sir being 6 now, ABA is essential, man. I see the good and the bad, and I read the comments where people talking about ABA isn't good. That's a lie. That's a lie. Every kid is different. At the same time, the essential things that they need, ABA provides that they necessarily can't get from us, on a one-on-one setting. So I'm all about, the therapies, speech,
Yeah.
occupational therapy,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get into all that, man. But I think, for what we're here for today, and this is just a kickoff. It's just a start off, man. So y'all stay tuned for, a lot of the topics that we got to talk about. But that brings us to the man, the myth, Big Shake. What you here for, big dog?
Shake.
Yeah.
What you here for, big dog? Tell us your story, man.
I'm here to be a voice, be an advocate for men who are like us, that's who have kids that are in the same position.
Right.
And like both of you, when I found out about it, I didn't want to say anything. It's not that I was ashamed. I think it was more so I was in denial.
Hey, don't get too
Because I'm
far
like,
into that
what
now.
do you mean? Like,
Don't get too
my
far into
son
that
is-
now. That's a topic, big dog. Don't get too far in that. Like we gonna talk about that because it's a lot. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fathers out there that's in denial and don't want to talk, don't want to say
Yeah.
nothing. So don't speak
But I
too
mean,
much on it.
that was my initial
Yeah, no, for
feeling
sure,
about it.
for sure.
Yeah, so he like Wyatt, my son was hitting all the milestones, doing everything fine. He even said that around like I want to say close to 1. And then, we had the doctor's appointments where he get his shots and everything, and it's like you just saw a light go out in his eyes, like slowly over the weeks. So I feel like that was one of the things that happened. There's no definitive information out there that says what causes it, but there are a lot of speculations.
It's coming in September. That's what they say.
Outside of that, getting the diagnosis, it kind of put a lot of things into perspective. It took the focus off of how me and my wife felt and put the focus on our son. One, he's a child. He's new to this world, so that's already something that he has to struggle with, trying to catch on to new things around him. And then two, you're neurodivergent, so you learn and you interpret things in a completely different way
Right.
than everyone else. So,
Right.
and then three, he was nonverbal on paper. So when somebody asks, are they nonverbal? They're asking like, can you have a conversation with him? Which is no. But that man, that boy's bag is deep. Like he can say 4, 5, 6 word syllables. Memory is impeccable.
Right.
Like, but he just can't have that conversation with you. He can't articulate his own thoughts into his own words.
Right.
So that formed a bit of a concern for us. And that's going from trying to find a nanny, someone we trusted,
Yeah.
or a daycare, going into pre-K and so on and so forth. So that posed a more of a safety concern for us. But it just led into some difficulties, and finding out a lot of things that we know now that we're able to help him with.
Right.
Like you all said, ABA therapy. We have him in hippotherapy, which is horseback riding. Have him in speech, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and we've done like a number of other things, but we can get into that later.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm very proud of my son and everything that he's done, and he's handling everything that we've thrown at him with grace and poise, and he's just doing it with no problem.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't be prouder.
Absolutely.
So,
And I
yeah.
think that's there's a huge misconception, with the bull that came out a few months ago about kids on the spectrum not being able to function, right? The government trying to say all this, well they can't live a normal life, they can't do this. That's bullshit, man. Like, I've seen so many success stories over the years. Just, I think once you find out, you indebted to this community. So from a social media standpoint to, my algorithm is, I don't know, 80%. Autism, probably 20% sports now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's kids out there that are literally in college, living on their own, and their parents went through the same thing we did. So for that, I look at it and I say, okay, keep doubting them. If you're gonna doubt them now, because I know the three of us, we work hard, and we're gonna push our kids till we find the limit till they tell us no. But I haven't found that limit in Sir yet. So for me, that's an amazing feeling as a father. And I think that's something that we have to look at, in totality as to, why are we here? We were put on this earth for a reason. God chose us as fathers, as mothers, of these kids that are probably gonna take over the world one day, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so for me to look at this and say, why we started this, it's a legacy. It's a legacy to me, and what the village means to me as to why we doing this. Because we gonna look up 20 years from now, and Sir gonna be sitting here, Y gonna be sitting here, Major gonna be sitting here, and they gonna be chilling, bro. They gonna be set, because to me it's a community, but it's a lifestyle, dog. Like, it's a real life lifestyle now, and we 100%, 110, 10 toes down,
Yeah.
whatever you want to say. Autism is real, but we're here to support it, and that's why, as men, I feel like we need to start this. Y'all say, yeah, it's my baby, because I kept seeing things from a negative light.
Right.
And we had this conversation. It's just like, why, I love the mothers. The mothers get all the attention, right? Just like they do on Mother's Day, we don't get shit on Father's Day. But we the backbones of the family.
Yeah.
Where's our support? And I think that's, that kind of brings me to, how does that make you feel, man? Does it make you feel less than, or is it something that, you just accept? because I feel like that's why I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Because not to say we're better than mothers, but at the same time we got a voice too. We're here. We're. I mean, dude, this ain't the '80s. Fathers are on a whole nother different level.
We ain't one trick ponies.
We ain't one trick ponies, big dog. Regardless, you single, divorced, married, fathers are present.
Yeah.
So, I want to get y'all thoughts on, what does that mean to you? What do you want to get out of this? What do you think is going to be the outcome and your ultimate goal for what we doing?
You want to get it, Shake? You want to go first?
Either or. Come on, Shay. Go ahead, big dog.
I'll take it. This is one is near and dear to me, especially because over the past couple of years, we've seen a strong petition and transition of men being quiet
That's it.
to now having a voice, standing on their word.
That's it.
Pushing for.
That's a word, big dog.
In a sense, it's equality.
Yeah.
I feel that we are seen only as beings that give provision, by protecting and providing, and that's really only financially providing, but we are way much more than that.
Absolutely.
From the men that surrounds me and who I'm grouped with, I'm talking from groups of friends back in the early 2000s from when you and I met up until now.
Right.
The black men that I know, we are involved parents.
Yeah.
Like we are fathers. We're in the homes, whether we are with our spouses that we had those kids with or, single fathers, but we are hands-on.
Right.
And the other thing about the other side of that is us as a human being, we're not seen. So being a strong advocate for that is to make sure that we are getting what we need, not only just what we can give.
Can you say that again?
That's a bar.
Now, I'm
That's a
serious.
bar.
No, I'm serious. I really want you to say that again,
That's a bar.
if you can. If you can remember what
I
you
want
just
us
said.
to be seen not only from what we can give, but what we can receive,
That's a bar.
what we need to receive.
That's a bar.
And people get stuck in the 5 love languages when there are much more than the 5 love languages that are out there when you're talking about a person.
Don't do that.
Shay,
Don't do that.
don't
It's
do
not.
that.
It's not about relationships. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
Don't do that.
because what we need as a whole to be able to
Absolutely.
survive and be able to thrive, especially in this time and day.
That's a word.
So
That's real.
We need men like us that's going to be able to be those voices for men that don't want to say anything about it, who may be struggling in silence,
Yeah.
who don't feel seen in many different areas of their lives, whether
Right.
it's with family, extended family, in the home, or friendships, or the workplace, or wherever the case may be. You want to be known, or you want to be seen as much more than what you can stand in front of or what you can chill out.
Well, you got a hard. That's a hard follow up,
I
dog.
ain't trying to follow.
It's a hard follow up, man.
That's
Damn, Shay.
but we got a lot more.
We got a lot. Listen, we got topics for days, y'all. We just getting started, man.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, big dog.
Well, just one thing about this whole setup is we are kicking the statistic in the ass.
Absolutely.
When you get on TV and you watch these reality shows, they portray black men as these baby daddies who has money that don't want to take care of their kids. Well, we're redefining that on what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Going back to what Shake said, as men, we have so much on our shoulders, and then we get lost in this world because they'll look at us as, well, men don't want to express their feelings and things of that nature, but you got to understand what position that man is in.
Yeah.
Right. And if you have your wife and your kids, and it's your responsibility to answer their needs, you're not going to care about who's listening to you.
Absolutely.
You're not going to be worried about what your feelings are, what you have to say.
Right.
However, with this platform, we're going to be able to say, hey, it's okay. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to say, I need help.
Yeah.
And that's something, men from the past didn't do. They
Right.
would just, go to work, come home, and die from stress.
Yeah.
Die quiet. And that's what we're trying to delete now.
Yeah.
And I think with this platform, we'll be able to reach out to a platform of people who just want to be able to say, I have something to say.
Yeah.
I want to know this information.
Yeah.
I want to be able to be a part of something that's going to help me grow, help my kids grow.
Right.
And I'm going to say this, going back to, what you said about the government. The richest man in the world
It's autistic.
is autistic spectrum level 2. Did not start talking until he was like 10 or 11 years old.
Yeah.
The richest man in the world. The last person.
What's his name? Is that
Elon
Elon?
Musk.
Elon.
Yeah. The one of the geniuses of our time,
Yeah.
Albert Einstein,
Autistic.
was on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Did not talk until he was late into his teens.
Yeah.
So we read, I was telling you about the kid who was 17, autistic, graduated with a medical degree.
Yeah.
So the world is theirs.
Yeah.
It is just our responsibility now, because we're going to have to go 5 more steps.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have to climb 3 more rings on that ladder to get them where they need to be.
Right.
And then we as men can rest easy when we get older and say, we did that.
Yeah.
We put them in the place, we worked hard. And then we can also go back and say, you know what? We started this conversation just because of you. So now they can go back and look and say, you know what? Our fathers really had our backs.
100%.
100%.
That's a word. That's definitely a word. Nah, because when you think about it, mentally, dog, it's draining.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fair understanding of, you got kids, okay, cool. You got kids on the spectrum, we need our respect.
Only 8% of the population can understand where you're coming from.
We need our respect, and that's not in a bad way, but at the same time, it's just like, you got to understand how strong you got to be.
Yeah.
And you just said it, they gonna know we had their back.
They gonna know it.
You know what I'm saying? Because, my dad didn't have my back like that, and I was a normal kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's a million times stronger in my head that, okay, my son's on the spectrum, so I was already gonna go hard for my kids. But now it's on a whole nother freaking level, dog. Because I want him to be not only accepted, but I want him to do whatever the hell he want to do.
Yeah.
And to be able to walk in whatever room he want to walk in, when he wants to walk in it. So it ain't for everybody, man. And this is for the men that are scared to speak up. You hiding your kids, man. Stop hiding them. You don't know who they're gonna be, or what they're gonna accomplish. You have to push them just like a normal kid. Don't look at them as they have limitations, because they don't. They actually have more than probably a regular kid, because they see the world differently. So in my mind, that makes me think like they got some type of superpowers, or they geniuses. Because look at the names he just reeled off. That's how I see my son's future. That's how I see your son's future. That's how I see your son's future.
Yep.
The sky is the freaking limit, dog. There is nothing that they will not be able to do. And for that, I had to start this, bro. Like I had to. And y'all, it was meant to be that y'all was in my life in some capacity. You know what I mean? Like, Shake, I've been knowing you 20 years, 20 plus years.
Good plus. Yeah.
Who would have thought we'd be sitting here right now? We knew we would have kids at some point,
Yeah.
but on this level, I don't think we couldn't foreshadow that.
Yeah.
Wayne, I done known you for 6-7 years, dog.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a firm believer and everything happens for a reason. You know, you was already in the community.
Yeah.
I moved in. We found out, and it just so happened like I can run to your house.
Yeah.
That's how close you are.
Yeah.
And we got something in common. So that's the village to me, is having a community of brothers that moms, this is for y'all too. I'm not gonna get up here and say, because there are some single women that are out there. I actually had somebody just reached out to me on TikTok. She's from Atlanta. She commended me on what we doing. Her son's 20 years old, on the spectrum, just got to college, lives on his own, but she did it by herself, dog. She did it by herself, and she got 2 other kids. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's three men up here, 3 fathers, but this hits across every platform, every dimension of life, bro. Human, it men, women, it don't matter. It's just that we 3 black men doing what we supposed to do. So that's why we here. But we not discriminating on anybody. So the village is for anybody that wants to be a part of it. And
Let me give you your flowers. One thing about
hold on,
you,
man. You can't give nobody no flowers.
I gotta
man.
give you your flowers, man.
You got some water?
I gotta give you your flowers.
I
man.
need my flowers watered too.
Nah, I gotta give you your flowers, bro. You know, I know we've had many of conversations, and I know that you have been tested, especially in 2025. You have been tested.
Bye.
And giving our God the glory.
Absolutely.
That you have defeated every trial and tribulation that you've been through, and I have to commend you, because you were sitting where I'm sitting right now, and as soon as we walked out that door, you came up with this. And even when you were going through hell in a handbasket,
Yeah.
you still, put it together. So, man, let me give you your flowers. This is what a man is about.
Yeah.
And you have shown that to the 15th power. And I just want to say I appreciate you, man. You are great. You will be remembered. And you have created something that will go down in history.
My God.
Sir.
That's solid. Appreciate you, man. Man, this is it's episode 1, dog.
It's just one.
Hey, we just getting started.
We
It's
just
just
getting started,
one.
man.
It's just
All
one.
right. This is gonna be special, man. All right, this is really gonna be special. And for those out there watching, man, I appreciate you. We appreciate you for accepting, understanding, and being in the place you are right now to really know that you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? Like you are not alone. We got so much in store to give back to the autism community. We're gonna turn this into a lifestyle, man. And we got so many things that are in the works, so please stay tuned, because this ain't it. You want to follow us on Instagram. It's the Village Podcast 25 on IG. Our YouTube link be embedded in the video, so you can continue to check us out. But we're gonna keep this going. Like I said, we just getting started. We gonna talk about mental health and how, you know, we as men deal with it.
Yeah.
With having kids on the spectrum, because it ain't easy. You know, women, men, it ain't easy. And how we dealing with it. To success stories, to, you know, I don't call them failures. I call them lessons. Because I don't fail. I just learn, and I learn from whatever happened in this situation. And we got some stories that's probably gonna make you cry, because it's a lot. You know, the child care system and how it's talked about and the lack thereof. Man, like,
Where you see Shaq face.
I'm telling you, like, it is going to get heavy.
Man.
Don't get me
Boy,
started on insurance,
boy,
dog. But
I'm about to call it 1-800 now.
hey,
Cuss 'em out.
listen. But we got so much in the store, man. This is not just a podcast. I'll say this again. It is going to be a lifestyle,
Community.
a community of men, fathers, you know, uncles, granddads, because there's other people that really don't know how to deal.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know how to deal with their grandson or with their nephew. They just know, oh, you know, he autistic. You know, what they used to say back in the day, oh, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
This is the one that don't talk.
Yeah.
Nah.
He'll grow into it.
Yeah, he'll grow out of it. He'll grow out of it. He'll grow into who we gonna be. But nah, this is real life. And you know, I got my brothers with me. We're gonna continue to build, continue to grow. Stay tapped in, man. Stay tapped in, because we got so much more coming. We see y'all in a little bit.
It's the village.
It's the village, baby.